Thank you for joining us for a special feature on Film Bazaar 2024. Today we have Tanveer Hussain, producer of the movie Roid, selected for the co-production market films at Film Bazaar this year, joining us. Tanveer, welcome to this discussion.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Royd delves into deeply personal and enigmatic themes. How did the story originate and what compelled you to bring this to life?
Okay, thank you for the question. Actually, Roid is my director's second feature film, and his name is Misbah Rahman Shumon. And this is a story heavily influenced from one of the real life characters that he met in his childhood. And later on, he heard a lot about this mysterious person from his mother's tale. And then but he didn't know about the ending of this person, how did it end, and he didn't know anything about later on. So Rohit is kind of a story that he come up with, and he connected the dots that he missed out from the real life. So it's a fiction with real life stories mingled together. So that's how Rohit has been originated. But the thing is, my director found a fascinating reality in this person's life, which is kind of a primal bond, and can be translated as the modern day adaptation of Adam and Eve. So it's a love story, you can say. So that's how it has been originated. And Misbah Rahman Shumon made his first film Hawa, which was his debut film, and it was released right soon after the COVID period in 2022, when the whole world was collapsing. Film industry was collapsing everywhere. But surprisingly, Hawa made a record in Bangladeshi film industry. Although it's a cerebral film, it had a very cerebral plot based upon a myth, very complex myth. But still the film made very good business. At the same time, had a very good art house essence. It released worldwide, and it broke the record of having continuous more than 100 days in the cinemas in Bangladesh. So when he came up with this idea and talked about the essence of it, I mean, all the producers who are involved in this project, we felt like that, okay, this is the project we wanted to do. And also we can take it to the global audience because it will connect to everyone, since it's a universal love story, and love story works everywhere. And also it has a connotation to having a modern day adaptation of Adam and Eve, which will be very interesting to see in a very Bangladeshi rural context that never been seen. So that's how we actually come up with the story.
Right. Royd is a Bengali language project from Bangladesh. How do you see Film Bazaar helping bridge the gap between local storytelling and global opportunities?
All right. I mean, it's too obvious because it's a film market, and as our experience before, the little experience we have from film markets previously, and also I went to Film Bazaar before, and I have seen that there are a lot of people, industry key players we can meet there. And also this project, since we never came up with any kind of project from Bangladesh until now like this, and it was needed to introduce it to the world, since our audience design is kind of based on the global audience, and we want to take this story to the global audience. So we are very grateful to Film Bazaar that they have selected this project, and this is an opportunity for us to introduce this project to the world so that they have an idea about it. And when we will be able to make the film, I believe that people will be waiting to see it on screen. So yeah, Film Bazaar will help a lot to bridge the gap that we do not have. And also in South Asia, not in South Asia, maybe in the Asia, it is the gathering of film people. So we'll be honored to be one of them in there.
With Bengali cinema experiencing a renaissance, what excites you most about being part of the movement?
Yeah, it's very interesting thing happening. I mean, in last 2-3 years, I mean, India is always leading the side, but I would say if you see Bangladeshi perspective, Bangladesh is always like making very local films that are very regional. I mean, every year we make 2-3 art house films or indie projects, but most of the time our industry is based on the formula films or the industry films, studio films. But in last 2-3 years, Bangladeshi films are making good impact in the global world as well. Because as you can see, Abdullah Muhammad Saad's film went to Cannes, Ansar Teriga, and then one of my debut film that won the New Currents Award in Busan Film Festival. So our stories that are completely rooted in deeply in Bangladesh are doing good in the global cinema circuit in last 2-3 years, and new voices are coming out, new filmmakers are coming out, because during the COVID time, one revolution happened in Bangladesh, I think all over the world. They created a new community of audience through OTT, because they couldn't go to theaters. So the OTT was more open to every audience, and they could see all the global contents in one place. And their taste of watching movies and stories particularly had some changes in it, and they are appreciating new stories, new ideas across the globe. So I think and that's how Bangladesh is also joining this new wave, and since there is a new batch of audience created, so filmmakers are now more confident to tell their stories in their way, in their own voice. So I think this is the right time for Bangladeshi cinema to participate in the global arena, and opportunities like Film Bazaar and the other film markets will create a lot of impact in our industry.
How do you see platforms like Film Bazaar evolving the representation of Bangladeshi cinema on an international stage?
Yeah, good. I mean, in last 4-5 years, every year there are films selected, projects selected in Film Bazaar, and they are really doing good. I mean, if you study their aftermath and the trajectory of those projects, after going to Film Bazaar was kind of an introduction to most of those films, and then they went to many other places, already created an impact even before being shot. And when they are going to festivals, they are heavily critically acclaimed, and some films won awards and bringing honor to our country and creating a lot of opportunities for the next generation of filmmakers. So I think through Film Bazaar, it's a nice gateway for us to enter in the global cinema industry for the young generation and young voices, because as you know, infrastructurally, Bangladesh is kind of weak still now, because we do not have any film school, any good film school or film councils, stuffs like that. So it's always an indie approach all through. I mean, from the director to the production company to the team and everything. So I mean, platforms like Film Bazaar is actually helping them for their journey. I mean, without Film Bazaar, I think it would have been more tough for us to get into the global industry. It's a direct ticket, I would say, to showcase your talent to the global audience.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, Tanveer. And I'm sure Film Bazaar is going to be really, really good for you this year.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, we are also preparing ourselves to present the film in Film Bazaar, and we are looking forward to the pitch and also meeting new people, meeting festival programmers, distributors, and sales agents, and also it will give us some feedback. We are hoping that will help a lot to execute the film the way they want to see. I mean, we can have the perspective that what kind of films global audience wants to see on screen, and we can actually implement that into our execution, mingling with our way of storytelling. And I think it will be a nice blend, and I believe that this will work in our project.
Thank you.
Thank you.